Brian Ritsuno here. Today I wanted to share with you the importance of who you associate with. Um, Through a situation that I got in a lot of problems. And I don't want to say somebody's bad or somebody's good too much just because I'm the one actually invited people into this type of situation. So I have to take responsibility to it. And there is always a opportunity that I could say no, but I didn't, and because of that, I got into a lot of trouble. Um, Potentially, I got pretty lucky, so to speak, that damage was quite minimal, but it was a quite experience. So what happened was, uh, some times ago, I was looking for a roommate, and there is a lady responded, right, and she sounds okay. I checked the background and uh, in a cursory way, and that was a mistake. I checked her driver's license, and but I didn't look that carefully. Um, and I cursorily look into her the employment record, but I couldn't find anything. So I just asked her like, "What do you do?" And she said, "Oh well, I was uh, working at some kind of pet shop, like very famous pet shop in Beverly Hills as a volunteer or something like that, because she doesn't need the money. Her ex-husband has a lot of money because he's one of the founder of some sort of like a big like a tech company and working for Disney or whatever. Sounds like she just want and she her reason to just move in is just a short period of time, like probably a few months, uh, until her like big house like in Beverly Hills was finished renovating. And I was like, okay, yeah, that's kind of reasonable. And she says she has a good relationship with the ex-husband, but they're separating, so she needs that little bit of space. And I said, oh, okay, all right. So you know, uh, we talked on the phone, and I told her, so when you want to come in and just check it out. And she said, oh, I don't have time to check it out. Can I just move in? And okay, um, it's kind of unusual, right? Like people generally come in and check it out first, and then we talked, and then that. But I was like, yeah, um, it's the worst case comes, like I can just say no. It's like when somebody's strange, but then she doesn't seems like insane. And I say, okay, just come in on the next this coming Sunday or something. So we set up the meetup around like 10 a.m. Okay, and Sunday came, and then this is one yellow flags after another, and that's one of the reasons that then when you feel something's not right. Okay, you always pay attention to, otherwise you're gonna get real problems. So 10 a.m. Comes, and she didn't show up. Okay, and then I said, okay, you know what? Maybe this is a flaky woman, whatever. So I went out, did whatever, and then she texted me all of a sudden. Oh, you know what? Like I'm putting my stuff in storage unit, and then there's problems, and it's gonna be late. I'm gonna be there in 1 hour or something. Okay, 1 hour later. So it's supposed to be 10 a.m. and then okay 11 a.m. That's okay. Yeah, something might happen. And around like 10:45 or something like that, she texted me and said, "Oh, I'm not gonna be able to make it at 11 a.m. How about like 1 p.m.?" Okay, you know, whatever. She's trying to kind of move things around. Now 1 p.m. it didn't work. I mean that means it's like she didn't show up, and then she said, "Oh, you know what? Like I'm trying my best, whatever, 5 p.m." And this type of go back and forth. And then unfortunately around that time, actually I felt really really bad. Like it means like I was getting physically sick, getting a cold. I really don't get cold that much, but then that day was like so hard. So I think this type of things, like you gotta be very careful. Like if you feel physically ill or something, it might be a sign that something might be wrong, right? I mean, people has an intuitive sense. Sometimes, but then for me, it's like what, like it's a business transaction. I was like kind of pushing myself. Okay, let's get it done. Whatever. And then strange thing is that she shows up around like 10 p.m. Seriously, like this is insane. I was like, I wanted to actually go to sleep that day like really early because I'm getting a headache. And then, now I really looked back. That kind of physical sign could was a sign from somewhere, but I didn't listen to. And then she was kind of changing the schedule, not caring about other people's schedule and etc. So she pulls into the apartment that I stayed in, and then she pulls in with her Porsche, okay, like SUV. And then she said, "Oh, well, I don't want," and then it was supposed to be a street park. Okay, that was supposed to be that. But then she, all of a sudden, she starts saying like, "Oh, I'm driving Porsche, so I can't park outside. It's too risky. Can I park inside?" And I had a like a extra like parking space, but it's gonna be staggered, so I don't want it to have any guests stay because we gotta move around the car, right? Staggers means I could go like this. And but I said, okay, yeah, that's fine. I was too tired to really say anything, and so she came in to park the car, and the first thing I noticed about like inside of the car is full of her stuff, like, and then it's all brands like Gucci or whatever. Half of them turn out to be fake, probably, but it's just so ridiculous almost. So I said, okay, just coming in, and we'll do the paperwork and whatever. So I helped her out, bring the luggage in, and so we sat down and they say, hey, this is a contract that I already sent to you, and then you looked it over, and just make the first month's payment, and that's it. Exchange the keys, check, and that's it. And then that time she starts saying like, oh, you know what, like I don't know you, so can I just pay a week in advance? And then after that, if I like it, I'm gonna do it. And I was like, so it was like almost like 10:30 at that point, and I was like getting a headache, really bad one. And I told this lady like, okay, you know what, let's just get over it. That's fine as long as you have a cash. 1 week, what's wrong with it, right? So I took the cash, and she stayed. Uh, and this is the beginning of the nightmare. And it's it was really. I mean, she looks okay from the outside. You can't really tell just by interacting just shortly. But the one thing I noticed about her is not thinking about people's time. She just keeps talking. Okay. I mean, people doesn't. I mean, time is very important, right? And for everybody. And then she keep talking about herself, how rich her, whatever, how much money she has, like, all that stuff. And and then she was always saying something like, yeah, one of those people, you got to be very careful. Somebody's always like telling you like how great you are, how whatever, it's all a facade. That's just a tactic. It's not genuine, I could tell. But then that happens. But then it's a roommate, right? Who cares? Now, a week later, so next payment comes. She's not paying. Okay, and I was like, holy shit, what's the deal with this one, you know? And so I texted her like, hey, like you have to pay the remainder of the time that you're gonna stay at least. And she started actually texting back with like a long ass text message saying that, hey, you are harassing me. This is getting nuts, right? And after that, I say, hey, I'm not harassing you. I'm just kind of reminding you that you already passed the due date of you're supposed to pay the next rent. And she was like, then she called me and started yelling, right? It's like, she's like, you're harassing me, and I know this prosecutor from whatever DEA or whatever in whatever the name, and I know everybody, and my ex-husband is a big shots in Warner Brother, like no Disney or whatever, and start screaming, and at that time I kind of noticed, holy shit, this is an insane moment here, or at least this is a psychotic, what's it called, sociopathy or something like that, yeah. And this woman is, the room is next door, right? And I was like, holy shit, how am I gonna get this one out of here? And I kind of started looking at like who she is, right? So I got the copy of this driver license. So I actually looked at her driver license like address. Like she was like, oh, I lived in a big like a 5-bedroom, like a 5-story houses in Beverly Hills, or some crazy things, And so I look at it, and so I typed her address, and it happens to be this one of those like aggregate, those like a mail center. It's just a mail center, it's not PO box. It doesn't say PO box. It's just a number, right? Whatever the address and number, that it's a mail place. And I was like, wow, this woman is like you're completely making things up here. And I think this is a professional, the people who stay somebody's house without paying it, right? And I kind of searched it on the this record, like public records, right? And the public record is saying like, oh, she had this type of same kind of property crimes. And one time, like she didn't pay for she lent borrow like furniture for like tens of thousands of dollars and then didn't return, so she got the judgment for that, or like eviction notice, or that similar type of in nature. And and I was like, yeah, this is a professional grifter. um, and it's been spanned for like 15-20 years. And I was at that point, it's like, yeah, it's a criminal is in my room, in my room, in my house here. And this is a serious issue. I got really stressed out here, like a daily, right? I mean, she's basically living here for free. And if you look at California code, you can't kick the people out. It's so nuts. This like a corrupt system, right? And one it's like insane, like, right? Like once somebody's in, like they're a resident of here, right? And then the law protect the renter. And I was like, wow, this is nuts. I can't stay with this person. And so at least what I can do is to keep the pressure. At least she's here, right? So as long as I'm in there and then acting like I'm not really acting, I was like pissed. She felt very uncomfortable too, right? But of course I can't really do much. I'm a guy, she could say anything she wants. You got to be very careful with these type of things. But then she can feel the energy shift, right? So that's what I was looking for. And didn't pay for it, whatever. And I call a lawyer, couple of lawyers, and then they were saying like, okay, just go with step-by-step method. You gotta post it on her the room, like a door, that then you're gonna have to you gotta put the eviction notice, and then you gotta wait for 2-3 weeks or something, so that she have the time. And then if she doesn't want to leave the place, she has a right to appeal, and after it go through, I can go to the court and get the order, and it's gonna take a couple months. And I say, are you fucking stupid or what? These lawyers. I mean, really pissed me off. These kind of people doesn't understand. I mean, they just want to make money. I mean, seriously. I don't want to like categorically say these people are grifters, like the lawyers, but then a lot of them are. You got to be very careful. In this world, it's litigious society. Wherever you go, whatever you do, if you start hiring a lawyer or get into the court system, the people only is going to win is probably lawyers. And there are so many grifts. And it makes sense to make that kind of bullshit laws on the book so that the lawyer can grift. We have to make this, at the end of the day, we have to really make the law a lot simpler and then get rid of this kind of nonsense, right? I mean, this is a nonsense, right? I mean, somebody come in and then not paying, get the fuck out, right? I mean, seriously, that's common sense. And if she have a Porsche, it's not like she have nowhere to go. I mean, she claimed that she got a lot of money, right? But that she wouldn't leave. Besides the claim, she's basically bullshitting her story. I think it's so. After a while, in some way, I kind of realized that car is just a lease. She's just making a payment, and also like half of the like brands are all fake. Actually, yeah, my friend actually told me that when she shows up, I needed the help, so my friend came in and kind of check out the situation. She said, yeah, these are fakes. Like half of them are fake. Bullshit. Yeah. But long story short, like I have to use a couple of my friends to kick her out. And police came. Interestingly, she's the one who called the police. And I couldn't be there when this thing's going on, because I'm a guy and she can claim that I hit her or something like that. So I actually had a female friend of mine shows up, and then she really helped me out. Like she kicked her out, really. and then she actually called a cop. This crazy woman called a cop on her, claiming that she assaulted her. But you know, and the cop knows that this, as soon as the cop start talking to her, she knows that who is that insane ones. And I gave her the this contract where saying, give my friend a contract saying you are the new a roommate. So that's supposed to move in. But before that, the story is like my pressure was quite intense. Actually, it's thank God that I live here so that I can give the direct pressure to some person. So she kind of agreed to move out date. Let's say like a 25th of that month. And then, okay, 25th of month, you don't have to pay anything. Okay, she accrued a lot of like late payment. I say, okay, just get out here. I don't need your money. Get the fuck out of here, right? She said, okay, I'm gonna leave here on the 25th. And then I actually wrote the contract and I give that to this female friend and say, okay, now you're gonna be a new roommate. Come in here, so that then she has no excuse to stay here. And then lo and behold, what she did was like she around like 24th, like the day before move out day, she said, "Oh, I can't leave. I don't, I checked out the hotel and the hotel is all booked out." What kind of hotel is booked out? I mean, there's hundreds of hotel here. She just doesn't want to leave. I told her that's not acceptable. New roommates are coming in on the 25th. You gotta get out. So what she did was like a 25th. What she did was she left all her stuff. Right. I actually had her like packed everything on that living room, like before the entrance. So many luggages. She left, and then on the 25th, she said, "Oh, you know what? Like, I'm gonna check out, but before checkout, let me just take my like a few stuff to my hotel, right, and then come back." She never came back. Came back on like a 1 p.m. checkout time, and all things is there, right, and then I was like, so I texted her, you know what, like if you don't come back today, I mean, there's a new roommates come in, so I gotta get these things out of here, she said. And as soon as I said that, she was like, you can't touch this, whatever, right? Like start cursing and whatever. And I said, okay, well, there is no choice. Somebody else is showing up, so I can't have this. This is a hazard, like a fire hazard, even. And so she said, okay, just wait. Like I'm gonna come back like around like 10 p.m. to or like very late at night to come back. And I told her, just make sure that you come back. Otherwise, I can guarantee your positions, how it gonna go. And actually, half of them are fake, but the half of them are actual has some values like Chanel or whatever. And so at that time, like this friend was already have her just come in, like the good timing. Like she got a lot of. So my friend had a business. She works, but then she helped me out, and when she actually came in at around like a 9:45, actually that woman was already there inside, right? And then and then my friend told me that she was not about to leave there. She was just hanging out there. She was supposed to get the stuff out, right? But she was just hanging. So my friend came in and said, "What are you doing here?" And then the woman said, "Well, actually, I'm gonna, Brent told me that I can stay for a couple of days more." And actually, I warned this woman, like my friend, that hey, you know what, like this woman might say that this is gonna stay here, so just don't go with her, bullshit. And thank God for her. Like she told her like, that's not right. You got to get out of here. So thank God she's very the what she got the strong will. Like, so she grabbed her stuff and then put her stuff outside, start doing it. And then the woman start freaking out, and then I mean, just insane. She actually started knocking on other people's apartment doors, and then screaming on the top of her lungs that my friend is assaulting her and some bullshit. It's a mess. And so that's where this like police and all that shows up. But then luckily after 3 hours, it took her 3 hours, and she doesn't want to leave, right? So she stayed in the car garage till 1 a.m. or even 2 a.m. around 1 or 2 a.m. till police shows up. And the file police report, whatever, and then finally police just kicked her out, knowing that who is the one crazy. But in any case, if I'm not living here, right? If I'm not living here, and then if I'm just an absentee landlord, then I'm fucked. There is zero chance that I could get her out. This is how dangerous this type of game is. And then the same thing here. This is the kind of the roommate situation. In a sense, it's a big deal, but it's a small damage. But then let's say if you're doing business or your friendship, that actually the effect for the many years or hundreds of thousands of dollars or possibly millions of dollars at stake. Who you hang out with, who you associate with, determines really the course of your life. So learning from this scam, what I wanted to share with you is watch out all these yellow flags of people that present themselves, who say some sort of, who lies a lot, try to manipulate emotionally, some kind of untamed ego. I mean, just if something's off, something's off. Just walk away. You don't need that money. This is a problem. I really thought about this. I didn't need that money at all. But then, yeah, you got to learn. I think it's really true. To be successful, you have to be the one able to let go of some money. You got to be able to the one who can give money to other people. If you just wanted to take, you're going to get eventually taken on by the scammers and the grifters. So, just watch out. There's I believe most of the people on earth are good people. But then in certain circumstances or certain situation, that criteria itself is not enough. We have to be vigilant, make sure that certain situation you have to have the robust standard to match. Otherwise, it's better to just take extra time to work things out. And then that kind of money, if you lose, it's worth the wait. Thank you for watching. Please share your ideas in the comment section below to help each other, and hit like and the subscribe buttons so you get notified of the next video. See you next time.